Okay, let's talk about, are you eating healthy? What does healthy food mean to you? What does it mean to eat healthy? And we're always looking at this through the context of having peace with food. So if you're new to my world, my name is Marla Mervis-Hartmann. I'm creator of Love Your Body, Love Yourself, and I'm a Reiki master. And I have been sharing this light around peace with food and having peace and freedom with food and freedom with this beautiful body of mine and with yours, right? For quite some time. And I've had a deep journey into healing my relationship with my body and food. And the conversation around what is healthy eating and am I eating healthy is such an important piece for us to look a little bit deeper at if we want to have peace with food. So let's face it, everyone is telling you and they're telling me what to eat. They're saying, this is good for your gut biome. This is good for, energy. And they're all contradicting themselves. And it's so challenging to figure out what is right for you, what is right for me. And so I think it's a good idea. Yes, we get our information, but how are we taking in the information? Are we taking it in the information in because we're thinking that our bodies are wrong? They're not showing, they're not doing their job. They're not thin enough. They're not okay enough. I'm not okay until my body is a certain way. So we have to look at how we're taking in this information of what's healthy for me. Oh, I do notice. I do notice that. They said that, that type of food may not work for me and it may make me feel drowsy. Yeah, that is happening for me. But the important piece around eating healthy is listening and tuning in to your body. What does your body say? What does your body want? And this is a big topic, and we're just going to touch on a few things today, and then I'm going to give you some homework and I'm going to give you some options that you can do to go a little bit deeper. But even in this conversation of what my body wants, lots of times we can have addictions or we can have belief systems that actually block us from actually hearing the truth. So, for example, if you have a huge addiction to sugar, it's going to be a little more challenging for you to hear the truth around, okay, it's enough. We can feel that it's enough, but there's this huge part of us, their body, right, that is like wanting more, 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 right? And then there is the listening of our cycles. So where are we for women? Where are you in your menstrual cycle? Where are you in your life cycle? Are you in your 20s? Are you in your 50s? That's different. Your body is wanting different things depending on your age. And if you're bleeding or if you're ovulating, that is different. And healthy means different. So these are the things that we can learn and we can suss out for ourselves because we're wanting to be kind to our bodies. We're wanting to love our bodies and give our bodies the nourishment that is good for us. So that healthy can be different. It can also be different on if you're really stressed out. We often have these cravings for things when we're really stressed out. And some of them work, right? Some of them ground us and help us. And then some of it is like, that's not healthy for me right now. So for example, I'll give you an example. And this is something that I've really had to unwind for myself, is if I am at a place where I'm like, I have to have that chocolate cake, right? And I'm like, it's probably not coming from a very healthy place, right? Or if it is like, should I have the chocolate cake? I don't know if I should have the chocolate cake. If I have that chocolate cake, I'm going to feel really bad about myself. And then I'm obsessing and I'm thinking about how I'm going to exercise off that chocolate cake and blah, blah, blah. And it just takes me on a spin. That chocolate cake in that scenario is not peace with food, does not equal peace with food. There's another scenario where chocolate cake is a wonderful idea, right? My son just had his birthday. I made him chocolate cake. I had some. The next day, I sat down. I had a big piece with some milk, big piece of peace, and I had peace around it with a big glass of almond milk. And that was peace. If I was just over top of that, which has happened many times in my life, this isn't good for me. This isn't good for me. And I'm just kind of like shoveling it in, right? And I'm bad for eating it. That's not healthy, right? So our health with food also depends on our emotional connection to it and how we're feeling about ourselves. So those are the things you're wanting to look at. So I come from a very orthorexic background, which is very restrictive and having to have my food very, very perfect. And if it wasn't perfect, I wasn't okay. So there was a lot of unwinding that I had to do in order to eat more foods that so for me, eating unhealthy sugar processed food was really healthy. It was a good idea because I got to expand myself. That is different for you. You may be coming from, oh my gosh, I eat all of this food that I consider crap, right? And I need to eat more whole foods. And that journey may be a journey for health for you. So it depends on where you're starting from. So I want to give you some homework. I want to give you some tools. First off, I want you to slow down and maybe even go back and watch this video again and let some of the concepts and things that I talked about sink in a little bit and let yourself just be quiet and think about them and notice if there's any of that little, oh, that was interesting. Oh, I do that. Oh, that shows up for me here, right? But the question, I'm going to give you some journaling questions. And the first question I want to ask you is, are you hot or cold with food? Meaning, do you eat super, super healthy and then you let it all go, right? You're either fully in it and then you're fully dieting and it's perfect. And then you're just going for it and you're binging and you're eating all this stuff. I want you to look at that and notice if that is the case. And I want you to think about when that shows up. So do some writing around that and start to look at that. Okay, that's going to give you an idea of that a little bit more of this, what you would call maybe crap or unhealthy food needs to find a balance in your life, right? And if you're always over here, then a little bit of this needs to find some balance in your life. Okay, the next thing I want you to journal about is, what does eating healthy mean to you? Like, what does that really mean? Because lots of times we don't have the idea in our heads. We think we just, oh, I know what that means to eat healthy, but I want you to really slow down and write that all out, because you may find by writing it all out and taking some time, there's some things in there that are not serving you. And only you know that. And only you know that. But I want you to get clear on it. I want you to get very clear. And then the next question is, I want you to think about what I said before. It's less about what you eat and more about how you're eating it and when you're eating it and the emotional connection to it. So my story around the chocolate cake, where is that showing up for you? Where could you have an experience with food that would actually be healthy and you would have more peace with food that maybe is something that you are calling unhealthy? See, and this is really important, because when our body thinks that what we're eating is okay, then our body isn't going into a stress state, isn't freaking out. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I'm eating this. I can't believe I'm eating this. And why are our bodies like freaking out? This is bad. This is bad. This is bad. But if you're in an environment of, wow, this is a really good idea, and I'm really calm and I'm allowing myself to enjoy it, it's a completely different experience. So I want you to go in a little bit. I want you to think about that. So that's number one. Those are your journaling questions. And I'll put them below for you too. Your next thing I want you to check out is, I have a free course called Breaking the Cycle of Emotional Eating. Now, some of us may have this very specific, even idea of what healthy food is actually maybe right, but you're emotionally eating. And so that emotional eating, though, that coping mechanism of using food as a way to cope is getting in the way. It's like, you know what to do, but you're using food wrong. And you're wondering why you can't do it. It's because there's a deeper component. And emotional eating can really wreak havoc. Now, emotional eating is in itself an okay thing to do. And you can check out the video. I'm going to put it, you can see it up here. And I'll put it below for you more about emotional eating. But if you want to go and check out your relationship with emotional eating and heal that, I'm going to put the link to my free course below. And now the third step, if you want to go even deeper, is I have a very inexpensive program called Body Compassion Collective. And this program is, if you're watching this in January of 2024, it's on sale right now. So it's very cheap. And this is about you finding compassion for your body and compassion with your food. That when we do that, and it's a step-by-step process that I lead you into, super simple, super loving. When we get clear and when we bring in those pillars of connection that I talk about in the Body Compassion Collective, it can even a lot of this out and can even out a lot of the confusion around food and can put us in that place with peace with food. So that is going to be below for you. Okay. So, my dear friend, if you're still here and you're watching this, I honor you. I acknowledge you. You are on the track of having peace with food. And I want to remind you, it isn't an on and off switch. It is a cycle. And we go through cycles of healing, and we go deeper and deeper and deeper with this relationship with our food and relationship with our body. So wherever you're starting out is absolutely perfect. And I am cheering you on, and I'm wishing you so much peace with food and so much love for your body. Okay. Have a great day.